just went ahead and did, and things lined up for him. And so when we have these conversations and look at people on social media and look at these influencers and stuff, especially with kids see, a Kai Cenat, they see I Show Speed, they see these guys that have these massive followings, and they don't understand the amount of work that goes underneath it. Mr. Beast literally said, people see me on screen, they don't see how my entire life is built around anxiety.
Yes.
And
we was just talking about that.
Sleepless nights. He's like, I live and breathe everything about this. You don't need to do that. I wreck my life with this. I wreck my relationships with this because this is my obsession. CT Fletcher said, he used to, if you don't know, I'll send you the video for CT Fletcher, because it will, if I play it, it might get us demonetized. Like, anyway, I might go ahead and roll it anyway. But CT Fletcher has an entire thing called F Impossible, right? And he is a power lifter, he's a bodybuilder and stuff. And he basically talks about the world thought that, matter of fact, I'll play that. I'll go ahead and play it. But anyway, he talks about how people thought things were impossible until somebody actually went out and did that thing. And he also talks about the concept of a magnificent obsession. He said he was magnificently obsessed to have the biggest biceps in Compton. And so he trained every single day. Christmas, wedding anniversaries, New Year's. He was in the gym training for that specific outcome. And his take is, if you want to be successful, you have to be magnificently obsessed about it. Most people do not have that level in them, and that is perfectly fine.
1 second, buddy.
Yeah. And so it's perfectly fine for them to have this level of locking in on their goal. And they're willing to throw away chunks of their life to obtain it. A lot of people ain't got that, and that's okay that you don't have that. We talked about hustle culture, bros, a couple weeks ago. And that hustle culture thing, that's the hustle culture mentality. We want to believe that we're willing and in line with making these huge sacrifices of our lives. And it ends up wrecking some people because they aren't really prepared to do this. And so I'm saying all that to say this. Most people aren't built to have the level of success that these super high-end people have. And they're not willing to wreck their lives, interpersonal relationships, mental health, physical health, any of that other stuff to attain it. And that's fine. The outliers are driven to do that. And there's nothing wrong with them. But there's nothing wrong with you if you are satisfied with where you are. Now, with the social media front, and I'm going to jump back into, because I've gone all off of my topic and everything else. Okay. There's this illusion of fame that comes along with it. That fame, and specifically celebrity, now social media fame, that creates or generates financial stability. I'm here to tell you that unless you are one of the top YouTubers or TikTokers or whatever, the money you get paid from ad revenue is eclipsed by your daily bills. And no matter how big you build your audience, it requires a bigger time investment and more equipment and all that other stuff. And so unless there's a business model underpinning everything you're doing, just the idea of I'm gonna make a channel and get a bajillion followers and get a bunch of ad revenue, that model is not viable for most of the people on the planet. It may be viable for a 17 or 18-year-old who has no other bills.
Right.
But
yeah, who has absolutely nothing to do but make videos.
Right.
All day long.
And there's a lot of other stuff, especially with YouTube. If you're talking about specific topics, you get paid more. If you're talking about specific products, you get paid more. But if you're just on there for shits and giggles and doing entertainment, the money is like, that's kind of a dime a dozen kind of thing. You know, if you're talking about selling high-end websites to specialized professionals who do marketing, or medical equipment where there's a bigger return on people buying stuff. That's where the money is on YouTube. And most people do not have the technical ability to get on and talk about why this piece of medical equipment is better than that piece of medical equipment, or why this specific camera's specs are better than this other person's specs. And so the money isn't in, and this is the video I sent Fearless this morning. The money is not in that side of it. It's in teaching people, giving them information that they can change their lives and that they can use.
You know it's so crazy. I was watching matter of fact the video that you sent me with the Arlen Hamill, whatever her name
Yeah.
is. And I like her channel. I read both of her books, great books. But she was interviewing Roland Martin. And Roland was talking about when he got started, how he got started and this and the other. And he was talking about that he said the biggest problem is that most people are trying to start with $100,000 budget if you only got $5,000.
Right.
Well, you only got $1,000. So he said, no, you start with what you can from where you are. He said that there was one camera that he wanted. That camera was $60,000 for one camera.
Yep.
He said now we got like 4 or 5 of them.
Right.
But when we started, we couldn't afford nowhere near that. So what we did, we got not the cheapest. We just got the stuff that we could use at the moment. And that was kind of it. So like right now, the camera that I'm using is called a Osmo 3, right? Y'all know how I know about that? Because Brian told me about it the first day I met him. Correct?
Right.
First day I met the dude, he was telling me about it because he was walking around with the Osmo 1. And he said, man, the Osmo 3 does so much more. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And now I'm talking to you using the Osmo 3. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to show you something. I have more than just one camera here. I also have another here. Matter of fact, let me show you. See that? See how I just switched everything up? So that's a camera up there, and I also have my Osmo here, right? So again, it's one of those things that if you wanted to, hold on, where do you remember how to add? Because I know they have another thing on there where you can like actually add another camera. I don't care, but anyway,
it's under present. So click on present, and then it says extra, and it says extra cameras.
Extra camera. Okay. So then I have this one plus that one. So boom here. So we have 2 different cameras, one right here, one up there. And the reason why I'm
oh, your mic went out. Let me switch back. Let me add this one to the stage.
All right, am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
All right. Sorry about that. Here, I'm gonna go back to my Osmo. The reason why I wanted to, man, dang it.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, am I good? Yep. Okay, so the reason why I wanted to show you guys that is very simply, you do whatever you can for whatever you got, right? So he was also talking about this film director who shot a whole movie using an iPhone 7, 2 of them. He used 2 iPhone 7s to shoot a whole entire movie. So a lot of us sit around, we think that you need this, you need that, you need all this stuff to get started, as opposed to just getting started. Like, stop talking about it and just jump in and do it. And again, as a life coach, that's why I teach those principles. That's why I teach stories. That's why I offer a different perspective, because my objective is to make it so that whatever your dream, goal, or aspiration is so simple to just do it. That we take something that's so big and we make it so minute And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I got this. That's
Well,
it.
and
It's just putting one foot in front of the other.